Hey, what's up guys, it's Get This Here 101, and today I have my full review on the Altec Lansing BXR 1220 speakers. Alright, so here are the speakers themselves. From the looks of it, you can see that it's very small. I have my ruler right here. We will measure it for you guys. The length of this is about 5 inches right there, and the diameter of this is about 3 inches. So these are very small, very portable. They can be both used for the desktop usage or laptop usage. And so compact, portable, very good for traveling, and doesn't take much space on your desk when using it. So if we look towards the speakers here themselves, you can see that there are no metal parts to it. Inside there are metal parts, but on the housing itself there's nothing that is metallic or metal. Very hard plastic. I really like this plastic. I'm glad they went with this plastic if they didn't go with metal. It is very sturdy, and the weight of each speaker set is very good as well. They are very hard, and yeah, it will probably last you for about 1 to 2 years, at most 3 years. That's what I'm going for, 3 years with these speakers. From the looks of it, you can see that it is black and silver. I mentioned this a lot of times in my unboxing, and that is, these look very professional. It looks very studio-ish. I want to get this here in the review. It's very studio-ish, and it looks very professional, and it looks sleek. Alright, so if we look at the bottom here, we have rubber stoppers. I love these rubber stoppers. I'm glad they put these on. What it does is it prevents it from sliding on your table a lot and scratching the bottom of these speakers. It doesn't slide as much as it would have if it were just plastic and no rubber stoppers. So very smart of them to put that on these speakers. Also, we have right here in the front, we have a cloth grill. You guys can see very nicely right there. I'm glad they use this. Luckily they didn't. For me, I like it because I don't like metal grills. They get dust in them, and with these you can just wipe them off. So it prevents from dust getting inside. Very nice cloth grill. Feels very soft. And if we look at the right speakers, in the right speakers we have all our connections and our switch at the back. We have the connections for plugging it into your desktop or laptop. And if we look at the end right here, it is USB powered. Now this can be both a pro and a con depending on how you're using it. For me, I see this as a pro, mainly because it takes up a space. It doesn't take up a space of AC outlet. I don't have many AC outlets in my room, and I have a desktop, a monitor to supply power to, a lamp to supply power to. So I need to use as minimal AC outlets as I can, and I'm glad that it uses a USB and just plugs it into my desktop or laptop. We also have a 3.5mm headphone jack. It is not gold plated, just to put that out there. And with the cables right here, we have cables, everything coming out through the right speakers. We have the cables to the USB themselves and the headphones, and here this tiny skinny cable we have connected to the other left speakers. Now a pro to this would be the cables are very long, very sufficient length for if you're using your speakers far away. I've even had to twist these just so I wouldn't clutter my desk with cables. But yeah, they provide a lot of cable length, so very good for that. And looking more to the right speakers, we have the Altec logo right there, and on the other side as well. So if we look at this one right here, on the right, we have the volume control, the volume wheel. We have the volume sign right there. And I want to mention, this volume wheel feels very good. The resistance you get when turning this wheel feels natural, and the resistance is good on it when I'm pushing it. It is very good in that if you just want to turn on the volume a tad bit, you can do so just by pulling it right here. And you can see that there are grooves on it. You can also use your nail just to do one volume up, a teeny tiny bit up. So very good with how it can control the volume. On the back right here, you guys may not see this as a pro, but I see it as a pro. You have an on and off switch right here. So it is, the speakers are labeled right and left. You have the on and off, and you have the power. Now you have two indicators to indicate that this thing is on or off. You have the indicator of the feel of it. When you turn it on, you can feel the switch click in place, and you can also hear the sound. You can hear right there. It is pretty loud, and you will notice it from 10 feet away. Another few pros to this, lastly I want to get to, is the sound quality. Now the sound quality for the speaker system, I got these speakers for 20 bucks. So what you get for 20 bucks is pretty good, and it'll last you at most, I think for me, is 3 years. Maybe for some of you 2 years, but yeah, at most for me 3 years. The sound quality is great. The only thing I have to say is the bass isn't that good, but it is decent enough for using it in your room. But if you're looking to use these for a party, you would want to get a subwoofer. Now they do come with a set where you can get a subwoofer. I think you just pay $7 more, so $27, around 30 bucks you pay, and you get the speakers themselves, and you also get the Altic Lansing subwoofer. I didn't go that route because I don't think I need a subwoofer for my room, and yeah, decent enough for your room, but not for any parties or anything like that. Now that we've gone over the pros of this speaker system, I want to go over the cons. Now I didn't find many cons about these speakers, mainly because the build quality, everything I found was good, but the cons that I did find were kind of unpleasing to me. The two cons I found. The first con would be the connections. If you can see right here, the connections are pretty short. They don't give you much room for much space for any lengthiness, but you can take them apart. You can see that they're combined together. All you have to do is just pull them apart and they'll come apart. Sadly, you cannot put them back together. And if you can see right here, I have my laptop here. Here I have my USB, and on the other front side I have my inputs for my 3.5mm jack. And if I plug in the USB right here, you can see I don't have enough sufficient length to get to the other side where my 3.5 jack is. So you're gonna have to pull these apart. So that's kind of a dumb side, not really a dumb side, but an overlook for their part on Altic Lansing. What I think they could have done is, you've seen with most headphone manufacturers, they have these headphones. Now I have a pair of headphones right here. You can see this is where the wires 2 comes out from. But here they have a slider, and what this can be used is to adjust the length of the apartness from these two ear sides. So they could have done that with these headphones, with these speakers, but sadly they didn't, and it's kind of a con to it. So that was the first con I found to it. The second con and last con I found was in the LED indicator. Now this LED indicator turns on and it turns amber. Luckily you can turn this off from the on and off. So when it's on, the LED will turn on with amber red. And when it's off, it will of course not be on. The reason I saw this as a con is because this light is pretty bright. I would have my two speakers just like this, my screen right in the middle, and when I'm working on my screen, I would see this red light, and it would be kind of a distraction, and at times it would be a very big eyesore. So just to improvise a bit, you guys can do this as well. What I did was I took a piece of paper and I took double-sided tape and I just taped it on top. So you could still see the light come through the paper, you just don't see it as bright and is not as distracting or eyesore as it would be with the paper off. Alright guys, so that is my full review on the Altic Lansing BXR 1220 speakers. If I were to give it a rating out of 5, on the build quality, I would give it a 4 out of 5, and that is because it is very hard, very sturdy, the weight is great. The only cons I found were the USB connections where there were not enough room for lenient or something. Whatever that's called, I showed you guys. And also the red LED, but this can all be easily fixed. Sadly not this. But yeah, I give the build quality a 4 out of 5, and for sound quality, I give it a 4 out of 5 as well. Mainly because the bass isn't that great, but if you have extra money lying around, you can get the setup with the subwoofers. So if I had the subwoofers, I guess I would give it a 5 out of 5, but I don't. So build quality 4 out of 5, sound quality 4 out of 5. Alright guys, so this is Get This Here 101 with the full review. Thank you guys for watching, and please leave a thumbs up if you like the video, leave a comment if you wish, and please subscribe for future content. Also, give it a thumbs down if you didn't like the video, and please tell me why. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.